Howdy, folks. So, I guess this is probably actually a July part one. I was so confused during all of June, it's still June that I'm filming, and I was thinking, shit, I'm not going to have enough time to do a June part 3, but I've got too much stuff still coming in, but I figured, actually, I can just do a July video. This will be a video for July, so I'll just show off what I got so far. I'm still waiting for Licorice Pizza. For some reason, it's like 2 weeks late from Zavvi, which isn't the usual thing. Hopefully it does come in, because I'm really concerned about that, because I really want that film on Blu-ray. And it's not easy to get on Blu-ray in Australia, so... That being said, I got The Northman, which came out literally today, which is fantastic. It's interesting too, because they've got the whole title of Collector's Edition, which is a usual thing in the US. That hasn't ever happened in Australia, so, yeah. I do like the artwork that they've used for it. It's, I think it's pretty cool. I kind of wish that they didn't have the MA sticker, because I would have been able to get the whole landscape of the Viking ships. But, yeah, obviously you've still got, your disc artwork. Your Blu-ray disc artwork is plain as shit. But, yeah, so I'm really keen to put this on the shelf, I guess. I don't know. I saw it in the cinema a few weeks ago. It feels so recent that I watched it. Now, some of you might have seen my previous June Mail Part 2 video in which I talked about how I had ordered the Batman Steelbook and the After Dark box set from Imprint. I did end up getting a refund because they couldn't find the set. They couldn't find where they had delivered it to. So I'm not getting the Batman Steelbook. That's unfortunate. I probably could just buy it off a reseller, but I'm not desperate for it. I'm happy to just have the standard 4K. I just like the artwork, So it is what it is. However, same day as I get the Northman, there's a sale on it, JB. 20% off tax time season. I'm like, I want to treat myself. So I got, of course, the Imprint After Dark box set. I saw it in store because Mum and I went to Southland. I already knew I wanted to get it. And looking at it, like they had 3 different sets there. One of them had bad damage on this corner. The other one had bad damage on the top corner. This one is as best as I could get. There's still minor damage on the front corner, but for the most part, it looks pretty nice. Of course, you've got your side view, your back. Interesting artwork as an overall, I think. I think it still gives you a nice vibe, a nice aesthetic. I think that artwork in particular is interesting. I'm pretty sure that's the one with Jennifer Jason Leigh, but I don't know. It looks a bit like Jennifer Jason Leigh. I'm pretty sure she's in one of these. But nevertheless, of course, you open this baby up and you got a lot of pink, and I'll show you what you got. Now, of course, with every Imprint set, box set at least, you will get a cardboard on the back, which usually is stuck on, and it does tell you, of course, the specs of the films and all of the details. Well, not all the specs per se, but it does tell you about the special features, basically, as well as what films you get, which is really cool. It gives you this idea of the covers and all that jazz. This is probably the first one I have that actually comes with a booklet. I don't know if the one for collaborations comes with a booklet. I can't remember. But yeah, this one comes with a booklet. Same art on the back and front as the box set itself. But yeah, interesting stuff overall. Talks about each film individually, which is pretty cool. So, yeah. I haven't read through it. I literally just bought the set today, so I have not gone through any of the transfers or anything, so unfortunately I cannot comment, but I figured, hey, I have time to film, why not show it off? First up you have Evil's Patient in Flesh and Bone from 1993, starring Dennis Quaid, Meg Ryan, and James Caan. As with all imprints, plain back cover, but you do have landscape inside. I won't be showing off the rest of the insides. Doesn't really matter to me, at least. You've got Twilight with Susan Sarandon, of course, and Paul Newman and Gene Hackman. Good cast. Like, these are all, like, solid cast films, and I'm, like, really excited to watch them. I don't know if I'm really into neo-noir. I don't really know if I care that much for noir as a genre. But I do like a lot of noirs, and I do like a lot of neo-noirs. Like, I love the Jimmy Stewart noirs. I love the, like, neo-noirs like Blade Runner and stuff. So, and obviously, like, less futuristic and more like something like Drive is kind of neo-noir. So, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I guess it's not really a genre I look too much into. They're films with a lot of aesthetic to them, usually. Noirs in particular, like the classic ones. You know, a lot of black and white and stuff like that, and always a crime story. Like, I'm even watching the review right now of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which that film in itself is also a noir. So it's pretty cool. Oh, well, I should mention One False Move is the one that a lot of people wanted from this set. This is the one where it's like the first ever release of it on Blu-ray, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm very interested to watch it because it sounds like an interesting film. Then we have Rush. This one is the one with Jason Patric and Jennifer Jason Leigh. So this could be what the cover is from. If you know what the cover is from, please let me know in the comments. I have no idea. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's from Rush, which is interesting because you'd think it would be from After Dark because that's the first movie in the set, you know. Because, of course, then you have Mortal Thoughts, which is the second. This is obviously the back cover for the artwork. The one with Bruce Willis and Demi Moore from 91. These are all from the early to mid-90s. And, of course, the one at the very front, what it got its name from is After Dark, My Sweet. Yeah, a 1990 film. Just interesting stuff. I'm very, very excited to watch these. I don't know when the hell I'll get around to it, but I'm excited. That's good enough. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now, I'm really debating, do I want to take this out of its plastic? Because, yeah, of course, when I first ordered it, I'm like, that'll sell out. I'll order it. I'll resell it. But it does say Raiders, and it is 4K, and it has really, really nice artwork. I really, really want to keep this. And I think, in all fairness, I think I will. Because, let me show you the other version, of course. I have Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is always what I've called it because I grew up with it as Indiana Jones, because I grew up with it as a franchise, which, can't really blame me on that. Like, that's mostly because, of course, I wasn't born in the 80s. So, when these all came out, except for, of course, Crystal Skull, for me, they were always the Indiana Jones films. I don't think I even knew it was Raiders, like known as Raiders of the Lost Ark for the longest time. But obviously, like, you've got this, the original Zavvi Steelbook, which I took out of its plastic. I got them all for maybe $200, all four of them. It's glossy, it's got embossing and debossing, and the only good part of it is the front artwork. The back artwork is yuck. The inside artwork I think is fine. Yeah, the inside artwork's not half bad. It's got them holding up the Lost Ark, but I'm pretty sure it's the same artwork on the inside for both steelbooks, maybe. But obviously, like the difference here, isn't exactly minor. For this is stretched it all out, whereas this is given it all in a tight fit with a border. You know, this obviously looks bigger, different coloration. You know, it's glossy, sure. I'm not huge on gloss in particular, but this one looks really nice. Good shimmer and shine. The Indiana Jones title is... I almost dropped it. The Indiana Jones title is all embossed, whereas this is a matte finish from what I've seen in other video reviews. But... yeah, I think I'll keep it. What's the point of not having two different versions of Raiders, especially having it say Raiders? That's like cool as hell. Here we go, kids. And the good thing is it's a matte finish, so it won't really scratch well. Okay, there. There's the $80 I'm never going to get back. I don't really care. I've ordered all three currently. I hate that they're releasing it months apart, that Where's the Crystal Skull? Like, I know a lot of people don't care as much for that film, but I'm like, I still like it in the set. It's the fourth movie. Oh, okay. Is it just going to slide out? Yes, it is. Oh, I love that. Plastic comes straight off. And look, it doesn't even have any... Okay, that's amazing, actually. It does have a bit of shimmer and shine on the arc at the base there. But yeah, J-card comes straight off. I love that it says limited edition and everything, so you can still keep it. It's like they really wanted to value it to a lot of degree. It is obviously the Zavvi version, so it does have the sticker, which I will now attempt to take off. Well, that works. I think I tore off like a little bit of the matte finish, which is weird. Anyway, a little bit of the artwork, which is fine. It's fine. Luckily, I don't have to hold this as delicately. You've got some nice, again, the Steelbook artwork is gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, it's just beautiful. Again, I kind of wish it wasn't a matte finish in a way, like it had embossed. Maybe if it had embossing or debossing to some degree. Okay, I think this is like a zoomed out version of my other Steelbook. But of course, the 4K and Blu-ray disc art is very, very plain. But yeah, I won't show off the full Steelbook artwork. I don't think it's really too necessary. And I can always put it on the shelf without needing to put a protector on it. I don't have any new protectors. Like I haven't bought protectors for months. But it does come with, in a nice kind of plasticky, the Raiders poster. Which is a really nice poster. That's cool. Alright. That's worth the 60 odd bucks I paid for it. Anyway, on to the next clip. I don't know if I'll show it off in this video. Hopefully I will to some degree. But I do have the Asmus version of the Ash Williams from Evil Dead coming in tomorrow. I do have 2 more movies also coming in tomorrow, so maybe if I have the chance, I'll probably just film tomorrow. It's amusing to me because it's been 2 days since I filmed that previous clip. Ash came in today, not yesterday, which was so bizarre. But I'm happy he's here because I have most of today off, which is nice. So I'll be showing him off in a second. I don't know if I'm going to do a full video on him, given how I've put most of his stuff away and I finally displayed him properly, but I'll touch on him later. Let's look at the movies I got because there's sales everywhere. Oh my god. I would like to note as well, I got a Macbook Pro because, not the M2 chip, but the M1 chip, the 2020 model, because it was on sale, which is very, very rare, and I need a new laptop, so I bought a Mac instead of a PC, so that's something new. Got Cape Fear. Bought this, it's the 20th anniversary edition. Bought this from Amazon. It was like 10 bucks. Thought that was pretty good. Got Lahane, or Lahine, a French film. I've heard it's an amazing film. I've never watched it, but it was like $7.50-ish. Cheaper on Amazon than it was at JB, even though JB had a 20% off sale, so I bought it from Amazon. Got them both in yesterday after ordering them on like Tuesday, so that was pretty good. Then we have from Zavvi, Dirty Dancing. This is the 4K Steelbook, which is very nice. I'll get to focus on this. Obviously, it's the kind of 4K Steelbook where they've, like, I think it's a Best Buy version, but of course this is the UK edition. So it's a glossy Steelbook, but it does come with a sleeve, which is nice, which has the title and the names on it, and most of the fingerprints, luckily. But yeah, so you got a nice matte, well, it's not a matte finish, it's a glossy finish, but it's very shiny. Again, still some fingerprints because it's just that kind of a magnet for them. I don't particularly mind, but I also would like to avoid fingerprints as much as possible. But yeah, it's very nice. I love the color palette. I love the design. The discs as well. It's the 4K of the 30th anniversary Blu-ray. So, yeah. It's really nice. I haven't really fully watched this film. It's a film that, like, you know, was kind of on a lot in the background as a kid. But that was back when I was apparently allergic to most things romantic. So, unless it was like When Harry Met Sally. So, yeah, I've got that because I want to get it on 4K, and the Steelbook looks bloody nice, so I'm very happy to have it. I still like matte finishes more, but I think that works better as a gloss for the film, for every kind of aesthetic, just works better. Then we got The Lady Killers. This is the Australian release for the Classics Remastered Studio Canal. They did a 4K remaster. of like all of this film. There's like a big set that may or may not still be on Zavvi. I think they had a 4K UHD in the UK. This one is just a Blu-ray, which I don't particularly mind. It's still a BD50, so, and it comes with 2 discs because it comes with, you know, all this special features. I just saw it at JB last night, and I was talking to my new colleague about it, so it comes with like all those special features if it'll kind of focus on it. Yeah, so I was talking to my new colleague about it, and it's one of his favorite films. So I figured, hey, you know, it was there on the shelf, and it was in a 2 for $20 bundle, 20% off. So I was like, oh, it's like $8. Sure, I'll buy it. Turns out I actually have it on DVD because Dad has the part of the Ealing Comedy Collection, but I figured I prefer to watch a 4K transfer personally. So yeah, haven't seen any of these ones yet that I've gotten now. So those 4 I haven't watched. I have seen this one. I haven't seen this release yet, unfortunately. The 4K of Citizen Kane. This is the like Warner Bros. Version of it, not the Criterion. So this is a slightly different transfer from what I know of the Criterion. Obviously, this comes with a lack of bonus features, as you can see. Alright, so yeah, it's only got a few special features. I believe this is the same as the standard British version, but it still comes with the 4K disc and the Blu-ray. I don't know if it has the technical issue that the Criterion had, and I'm pretty sure that was only the Blu-ray that the Criterion had a technical issue on, but I didn't like the Criterion's packaging. I don't really care much for this artwork, but it at least is somewhat symbolic. I know the K for Kane, and then you can open it up and it actually spells out Kane, but I don't care as much for that, and it was like, oh, you could spend like $80 to get... I don't even know if you can still buy the 4K for the Criterion version. At least, like, I checked Amazon. They had the Blu-ray for, like, $70. They had the 4K for $80, which was the British version, which comes with this case, plus the whole big set with all the, like, pamphlets and the posters and shit. But I'm like, I'm not that big a Citizen Kane fan. But it did have the listing there for the Criterion on 4K, but I don't know if it's available to buy. With it, for $16, I finally got the Blade standard 4K. If you knew previously, I had the Steelbook that the UK had released, the Zavvi had released back in like December of last year, November-December period. Bought it, watched it, liked the film, was happy to sell the Steelbook because I could get, like, make up some kind of my money back to some degree, you know. So I figured, given that I do like the first film, I figured I'd still buy the 4K and on double sale, you know, 2 for $40 plus 20% off. Sure, I prefer Blade 2 personally. Never seen Trinity, don't want to. And then I got Hard Target. This was a weird find because it's the slipcover version, which is not so easy to find from in stores anymore. It's got some, I don't know if you can tell from the light in there, but it does have some scratches and stuff on it. I don't personally care. It's cinema cult. But, you know, John Woo films, so that could be really fun. I've not seen many of his films. I have some of his films, but yeah. So then, of course, I have this. This is a lot bigger than it looks. Actually, it's really big. What am I talking about? So this is from Asmus Toys, Asmus Collectibles, whatever. Yeah. The box is really nice. It actually has, like gloss and embossing on it and stuff, which is like textures and stuff, which is really cool. It does actually have a sticker over the name because clearly they had to do that because of they had misprinted his name. They had put it with one L, which it looks like they've applied all of the stickers for my set because I took him out of the box and his stand had the double L Williams sticker already on it, which is pretty cool. There's not too much to show here, but of course it does still have his name. It does have the name there. It does have a look of the Book of the Dead on the back. Can't really see it too well there because I haven't taken the full sleeve off. That's probably a better look. Because it is 1/6 scale, which is probably my tallest figure alongside the Mondo Creature in Black Lagoon. So, I don't really have a place for him yet. I don't really know if I'm going to keep him up here per se, but I could just move the Gremlin and move the Evangelion figures to the side a little bit. But just as a good display piece, so I'm just adjusting this to my hand. So, yeah, I'll start off with the base. So it does have the Ash Williams name there. I didn't have to put on the sticker. It was already on, which is great. I've put basically all of his collectibles because the only other things left in the box was When he first gets his hand chopped off, how he has like a bandaged hand, you can get a bandage for his a stub, because this is the standard edition. So I've left that in the box. I've left all of his alternate hands in the box. That's basically everything that I've left in the box. Everything else is out on display. So again, you've got his evil hand, which I think looks really nice. Let's try to get it to focus a little bit. Yeah. So this is pretty rad. It's not as like grotesque, but it does, I think the more human characteristics does kind of work in its favor, and the fact that it's kind of creepy crawling makes it, able to look like it's creepy crawling on the floor. You've of course got the Candarian Dagger, which is nicely rubbery in a way, so it's not too much of a hazard if you were to get stabbed with it per se. It is what it is. Obviously the base of it is bloodied, but it's just a basic image. The standers hold on to him by the crotch. You have the Book of the Dead, you have his chainsaw, and of course you have his face, which again, really nice. So yeah, he comes off really easily. So yeah, you've got his head, which again, really good mold, really good paint job, very decent likeness to Bruce Campbell himself. But yeah, of course you've got the boomstick, which you can take out of his slot. You can of course pop it open. Doesn't have shells or anything. There is definitely a release. Maybe it's Mezco release or something. Someone else did a release of him where you could put in the shells. This version doesn't, but I do like the paint job. I know the focus isn't perfect, but the paint job is very, very realistic. It's not bloodied or damaged or anything, and it just looks pretty authentic, which is really goddamn nice. Yeah, obviously, like, his shirt is very dirtied, obviously, because I don't have the collector's edition. I don't have the alternate body stand or anything. I've actually used his shotgun holding hand for the book, because the other hand he has to kind of hold the book doesn't really hold it well enough. It comes with a lot of hands. There's like 8 different hands, plus the 2 that he comes with. It's insane how many hands, plus the stub as well, so it's technically like 10 pairs. Yeah, he doesn't have knee joints, so you can't move his knees, but his feet are perfect. They swivel wonderfully with his ankles. Boots as a whole, really good. The overall design, the belt, the cloth texture, it's beautiful. The chainsaw, obviously, worth noting, very nicely detailed. Pretty tricky to get on because the stub was really solid. It wouldn't let me take it out or replace it with anything. Like, the hands would move on their own rather than with the stub, like they should move with the stub. So yeah, this doesn't really move too well, but it was hard to get on for some reason. Of course you can, it's going to be tricky to hold, but you can yank and, oh, there it breaks. See what I mean? So you can yank that and these chainsaw will go up and down. So the stub's kind of a bit difficult. Oh, now it goes on like a charm. Oh, that's beautiful. Good, that actually makes me more confident in holding on to it. The book, on the other hand, because of course he's got his hand, I'll put him down for a second. The book is probably the best part. Because as we all know, the Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, is a wonderful design. It is amazingly textured, very rubbery. Doesn't have an ear on the back, which is probably the only kind of weird thing about it. But, of course, and I do have another version of the Book of the Dead, like the DVD set, you can open it up and read the books. I have a mini Bible. It's a collectible thing, like I found it when I was overseas. But, like, yeah, this is the shit. I don't want to pull it open too much to display it because I don't want to tear it or, break it or anything. But yeah, I'm going to try and get the focus a little bit. Yeah, a lot of good details in it. It is spectacular, the fact that they actually went to that level. So yeah, you can still do that classic Ash thing, but where am I going to put the book? So I figure I don't like him having an empty pouch, and you can take his pouch off. I'm pretty sure you can do it on this version as well as the other version. I know you can definitely do it on the other version. It comes with an instruction manual to show you how to do it, but it also shows you how to, set up Henrietta and everything, which I obviously didn't get in Australia. But yeah, see, my main concern from right now is finding somewhere from the stand and potentially him falling over, because his back kind of has to lock up in a way, so otherwise he's going to be very front heavy, or he's going to be like standing like he's like poking his back backwards a little bit, so he's like thrusting himself forward. It's a bit awkward to display him in that way, to pose him. I don't really know how to an action pose for him. Like, it's kind of weird, you know. For an Ash Williams thing, there's a lot of different like comics and images and stuff that can give you a lot of dynamic poses that you could incorporate into your own version. But he seems too much like you pose him to just put him there kind of deal. Maybe if I was to put him with his shotgun out and have his other hand, maybe he has a shotgun in one hand, a fist in the other, or something. Maybe he's got like a hand like this and he's got the shotgun. You know, there's stuff like that I could do. The book, the shotgun, stuff like that. The shotgun works in most cases in this case. But yeah, that's the best way I think I can display him for now. And I'm happy to do so. I haven't tried him holding onto the Candarian Dagger yet. Don't really plan to. It's not really something that seems molded to be held onto, but you probably could. So yeah. Anyway, I guess on to the next clip. Still haven't gotten licorice pizza. Really disappointing. It's like 2 weeks late. Oh, God. Jeez, I just filmed this clip and now I have to do it all again. Alright, that's annoying. Alright, so I guess we'll just go backwards. This is what I got yesterday from Zavvi. This is the, Region B, Blu-ray. Got some special features. Comes with a sleeve, which is really nice. Comes with some art cards, which I'll show off in a second. Got reversible artwork, which I think is amazing. It's mostly just a stretched around artwork, which I think would work well on a steelbook, maybe. But yeah, of course, you got the reversible artwork, you got the DVD, you got the Blu-ray, you got it all there. Clear acrylic case. Iconic images, all on cardboard. Got some gloss to it as well. I don't think this is available at Zavvi anymore, at least when I went back to try and buy it again, because this didn't come in within the 2 weeks that I'd ordered it. It wasn't there, so yeah, that's a bit concerning in a way. I don't know, because like you can only get this release in Australia via DVD, which is bullshit. Like, did it just not perform well enough in our market? I don't know. It came out in Australia on like the last couple days of the year, to the point that my best film, highest rated film of the year, my favorite film of last year was West Side Story until that came out, and I saw that 2 days before the year ended. I also got this from eBay. This isn't the actual artwork for the cover. This is still the MGM release, which is good. I'm yet to test it out, though it says it is Region A, which I have no problem with. But this is just a little thingy. It's pretty clear to me that they've just like had the actual Blu-ray cover and just like cut it in half. But yeah, it's that version. Which I don't mind. I know it's not the Scream Factory release. I would have loved the Scream Factory release, but there's no way in hell I can afford that. Well, I can, but it's like way too expensive. This is for such an out-of-print release. And it really sucks because I really like the Scream. Like, I think I'd only just want it for the extra special features. I don't know how differing the print is. But, yeah, the only issue is having to put it in like that, which I'm bound to have to take this out again to show Dad. To be like, hey, look how kind of sus this is. But anyway, I'll check it out in a couple minutes after I film this, now that I've actually got the audio recording, which it should be recording now. Yes, it is. So I'll check that out to make sure it's the right copy. I had the DVD of the film. I liked the film enough, I wanted to buy the Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray was $20. So I figured, fuck it, why not? $20 on eBay sounds like a good idea. I couldn't find, the only two Blu-rays that existed was basically the MGM release and the Scream Factory release, and, it's hard to get the Scream Factory one, so I just went with that one. It's arguably a good transfer, depends on who you ask, but again, not a great looking film, but it has a bunch of special features, and it's probably just automatically better than my DVD counterpart. I was actually going to also show, because I could just shotgun this around. I have posed Ash. I am not yet completely happy with how I've set it up, but I've got him set up on the piano now, which is pretty nice. Obviously you got your pop vinyls. I've got some spinaches here and here. You got some NECA for Friday the 13th, part 7, I think. you know, so you got Jason, you got the other Jason from Part 2, you got Pennywise, you got Ash, obviously he towers over everything, and yeah, then you got a bit of an Alien collection, more Evil Dead, and the original slashers, plus Scream, Ghostface. So yeah, I ideally would like to put Ash with the others, even though, you know, despite the Dead-Eyed Ash there being the actual tallest of the NECA figures I have, and basically being almost identical to him, well, almost, he's not a Deadite. I would like to some degree, put them together, but also the height differences would be really annoying, so not perfect. I have, for the likes of it, pardon all of the laundry, put the They Live figures down there because she just kept falling down. Yeah. Yeah, so I put them, They Live figures down there. I don't know if you saw the previous video or whatever, but I'd gotten the They Live figures. The woman her heels were like bent inwards, so like the actual plastic of the heel, and I don't know how to fix that. So it basically became a blue tack it as much as possible. I put them on a stand, and as long as she's leaning against something, she's fine. Otherwise, she will either fall forward or fall backwards. So it's going to be really, really annoying when I want to watch any of the Universal Monster films or Scooby-Doo. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it for this clip. Ciao. I also picked up this. Came in a really big box for some reason. This is X. It's the Zavi release. I'm not huge on the artwork. I mean, I prefer the American release where it's like Mia Goth in the middle and it just says X. It's just a better cover. This is nice. I just don't really like the label stickers, but still. Just called X. Has a bunch of special features as well, if it'll focus. It's got a few special features, which are basically, they look like short films that are in like the universe. So, yeah. It actually says the frame rate, which is so bizarre. It actually says it's HD 1080p 23.98 FPS. I don't think I've ever seen that before. It sounds very unique. But yeah, no reversible art, and the disc art is pretty plain. But still, I liked it when I watched it in cinema, so it's a nice addition. I will also note that I watched both of these. I watched this one last night. I actually followed it with this weird thing to follow it with, I know. But yeah, watched Return of the Living Dead. Nice transfer. The special features were pretty fun. I didn't go too deep into them, but it's nice to have it all. I didn't have any special features on my DVD, so yeah, it's worth the $20, basically, which is nice. It's still not the best remaster in the world. I think probably Scream Factory might have done a better remaster, but they have more special features to my knowledge, so yeah. And Citizen Kane, it looked exceptional. Again, it doesn't have too many special features. I haven't watched I didn't watch it with commentaries, because I haven't watched the film in like 6 years. So I just checked it to see what the 4K looked like, and then I ended up watching the whole thing, and yeah, it's a really damn good film. But I did watch the interview with Ruth Warwick and Robert Wise, and I looked at the still photography with commentary by Roger Ebert. There was also a bunch of stuff that was like, oh, this is what a deleted scene would have been, and this is what this would have been, because obviously they didn't film a lot of the stuff. They would have just had the storyboards, like when you watch like deleted scenes from like animated TV shows or movies, where it's like basically like either animatics or storyboards and stuff, and script excerpts that just put on the screen. It's just that kind of stuff. It's nice to have it. I don't care to look at it, but it's nice to have it. Maybe one day I'll watch the Roger Ebert commentary. So, yeah, I don't know about the Peter Bogdanovich one. I don't know who that is. I've heard his name before, but yeah. But no, really nice transfer. Obviously, the Criterion is probably the best release of the 4K. I didn't get that one, obviously, but I'm very happy with the standard release. And I don't love the film that much to buy the $80-odd release that is that, plus like the poster and the booklet and all this other stuff. I'm like, I don't care that much for Citizen Kane. So, yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, it's been a bit slow in terms of me making some videos of late, because I got a MacBook, sorry about the camera, but now that I have been able to film it all, film all this, I've loaded everything from my laptop onto my MacBook. I've still got some programs to install and a lot of shit to work out, but yeah, I basically expect this to be maybe my first release back, because it's just going to be the easiest video to release, because my next two videos is my Universal Monster collection and my Creature from Black Lagoon collection, which do have some inconsistencies, because the Creature from Black Lagoon collection has some stuff that I had gotten since filming both parts, despite the fact I haven't edited either, but it also has some like exclusive to just the Universal Monsters, like the Spinnature and a comic book and a few other things, so, you know, so they're not completely the same video, but also I go into much more detail as to what I have with my creature collection, like I show them all off individually and stuff, so yeah, it's pretty neat. So check those out when they come out. I've never edited with a Mac before, so it's going to take me a while to get used to the whole system, but it's still going to be the same programs as before, and hopefully I'll be able to get back on track into making regular videos soon, but I've been very busy with work as well, so it's kind of hard to get the free time to be able to film, so that's alright. I'll get around to it eventually. I also will note, I did go to the previous Cinemaniac session because I plan to do an interview with Lee Gambon, and I met a bunch of people there that like have all done like audio commentaries and write books about films and stuff. So I've actually ordered 3 books by a woman who has done them all. One's about Thousand Women in Horror. One's about Suspiria, which is coming from the UK, so it might take a bit to get in. And the other one has come in, but I'll show it off in the next video. A film about Giallo cinema. So yeah, those are going to be fun to eventually read. Anyway. See you next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll make more videos eventually. Whoa.